Hello, all you ghouls and gals out there. Welcome to another episode of Happy Accidents. I'm happy to bring you another video this week. I hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys are having a good Halloween. And we're going to be continuing some more Halloween themed drawings here. So here I have a real classic for you guys. I don't know if this will probably be for the oldies. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, guys, but this is like this is an oldie for me. We are going to be drawing the Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. For those of you young kids who are not familiar, this is actually a slasher. Oh, hold on, let me did I just do something? Yeah, I did. Let me switch to the color. While I'm fixing this, I'll explain to you guys. I don't want to give away the premise because I wish you guys would go watch this. This is starring. This is a great movie, guys. It was part of the old. I don't explain it like kind of pop. It was, to me, it's kind of represents like everything in pop culture. It was starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you don't know it, it's just kind of in that arena of and I forgot the guy, the another guy. He plays a character called Barry. I'm sorry if I'm not forgetting. I'd have to look the movie up, but anyway, he was another character. And it just has like a bunch of the people from like it's an early '90s movie, I believe. Is let me Google this real quick, give you guys a little, because this was a great movie, guys. Let me tell you. Let me just click on this first. And while I'm looking this up, yeah, let's see, it was 1997. Wow, I was 7 years old, but I still, I watched these movies later on. I think I saw the second one. It's called I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and it's Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Felipe. That's who it is. He plays a character called Barry. He's one of the guys, and Freddie Prinze Jr. They're four teenagers. They're playing teenagers, and the story is that they run over. They were just a couple kids partying, drinking, having fun, and they accidentally hit a drunk the well, sort of, they were partying, and you have to watch the movie, but they run over, basically they run over a man crossing the road, and then these kids were so afraid that their life would be over, that they basically just ran and dumped the body. It's in a town where like fishermen are like everywhere. Basically, it's a Southport, North Carolina. So it's got to be like on the coast there, where all the fishermen and stuff like that. There's a lot of fishing up there in the Grand Banks, and when you go up to like the Hamptons and all that side, it's like a whole thing. Anyway, but like it's during the funny. This is like, it's kind of a weird movie because it's on it's during the 4th of July. It's actually a 4th of July movie kind of thing. It's a slasher, man. It takes place on 4th of July, but to me, it's to me, I want to say this is forgotten amongst the younger kids, amongst you younger people. So no offense, but like this was like another. It's sort of part of like the Scream era, if you guys are familiar. But the problem with these movies is that they never really went anywhere after the second one. They tried like another third one. I'll always know what you did, and basically the killer is stalking them. Who knows what they did, and you'll just have to see what. But he's a fisherman. I mean, I hate to give it away, but he's a fisherman who uses a hook to kill his victims. So anyway, go watch the movie, guys. I've ranted enough. I just want to give you some backstory on this movie because I feel like this is kind of forgotten. It's a very famous movie. I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt was the stuff back then. You know what I'm saying? Whew, she was my all time crush. I never got to marry. So, but anyway, guys. Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna be drawing a cool little drawing of him. And let's get started. I got my pumpkin spice latte here. Oh, that's good. Anyway, well, not as good as at Starbucks, guys. I prefer Dunkin' Donuts, but grab your candy corn, grab some snacks, popcorn, grab your drawing stuff, and let's get it in. Get to it. So, anyway, so let's see. We're gonna be drawing. It's actually a pretty easy one, this, guys. I'm just kind of taking it easy this week because it's been a long week already. Had a bit of a rough day, but it's all right. But this one, really, I'm gonna draw this. I guess I could just draw. Let's just start drawing. Because he does have. Oh crap! Let me get my other reference. Because he does have a face. He's basically a guy in a slicker. What they call it, a slicker, and it's a fisherman suit. It's like an old school like fisherman. It looks kind of like an executioner suit. Really, I think that's kind of what they made him look like. But And he has in this one I'm drawing, I'm going to be drawing. He has a hook for a hand. I won't explain how he got it, but in the first one he just had like a separate hook. Oh, whoops! All right, sorry guys. Whoopsies. He uses like just a fisherman hook he grabbed, but then in the sequel, I won't say how, but he ends up having a hook for a hand. So it's basically like just Captain Hook. So let's see. I didn't plan this drawing out well, but let's just get her. Let's just start drawing, guys. I'm gonna draw him in with a little bit of a leaning. We'll still draw the head, guys, even though I'm probably gonna cover it up. But here's his. Let's see, his right hand. Yeah, his right hand on this side is gonna have a. Yeah, it's alright. You can just draw the body in like normal because he's gonna be covered in a giant overcoat. So I'm just gonna draw, get the lay of the land. We'll just that a bit. But for you guys who are out there drawing not using a pad, you guys have to kind of be aware of your surroundings a little, so because you can't resize like us guys on the computer. So I'm just gonna have to erase. So yeah, this is kind of like a fisherman's coat. And in some of the parts in the beginning of the first one he uses to cover his face. So I'm kind of playing with the idea of let's just get the drawing in. So nothing too fancy. And we'll give a little. Looks like he has a little thing to attach his hook. But I promise you guys, are really scary, as scary as a kid. Jennifer Love Hewitt does not disappoint. She screams a lot, I swear to God. It's like, but I love me some Freddie Prinze Jr. Oh, that dude was awesome. So, had a hook for a hand. And actually, fun fact, guys, this movie is actually based on a real urban legend. I don't know if you guys are familiar with urban legends. Um, Funny thing about them, they're stories that are based on something that someone told a long time ago, but they're really not true. But someone stretched the truth a long time ago. Like there's lots of urban legends, guys. I encourage you to look them up. They're always fun to to check out. One of them I know is like I think the Bunny Man. Well, this one I'll tell you what. But the Bunny Man is pretty scary. I think it's like a guy who escaped from a. Most of them are usually escape like from psycho wards or something like that. Even this story, the story of the hook about a escaped psycho who had a hook for a hand. There's probably like a hook, not like a hook like this one, but like a hook for like maybe like one of those like those uh ones that if you lose your hand, like a real like an actual hook you use, you just happen to have one, but and he stalked like a couple of teenagers making out. So honestly, guys, I swear to God, everything about like the '90s horror was just to get kids to stop having sex. I swear to God, to me, every even in Scream, they try to get kids to stop having sex for like to I mean to every story was like, oh, if you have sex, you'll be stalked by a psycho killer. Am I right? Am I right? Y'all know I'm right. Everyone who grew up in that time. And this one, you just draw some. Actually, guys, this would be a good lesson for I might add for some wrinkles in a coat because basically we're just drawing a coat, and then I think I'm just gonna keep his face because actually the name of the I don't want to give the name away of the killer. You guys all know his name. He's actually played by no I can't say it, guys. I don't want to say it for those who I know it's like, oh, why wouldn't you want to tell us? Well, you know what, guys, it's part of the fun not knowing. So you know what, I'm not gonna draw his face. Not only will this save us some time, but honestly, I'd rather do that than let you guys kind of see the movie. But he's just known as the Fisherman as his name. Like Ghostface is known as Ghostface, even though Ghostface is like it's been several people. So we'll just call him the Fisherman, and we're just gonna make it dark. I'm gonna cover up his face, guys. So we'll just we're just getting the basic drawing down. I'm just getting the basic drawing, and then when I ink it, I'm gonna get a little. Let's get nuts. And then let's just do some belt buckles or some coat buckles. Because he's got a coat. So, But the premise is that that it's a fisherman stalking them in a town of fishermen, and you'll know why later when you check out the movie. And then he prefers to use it's basically it is a fisherman's hook, which I thought was always cool, guys. I was always fascinated by fishing. I actually am a big fisher, guys. Not lately. Um, I'm more of a catch and release kind of guy. I don't like to kill fish. Just so you know, like I don't like to. I don't even like to bring them up. I just kind of like fish, and then I hope usually they let go. I haven't been, not the best fisherman, but like you guys understand that. I'm not a hunt. I like guns and I like fishing, guys, but I'm not a hunter. Like I don't need to hunt to feed myself, and I don't believe in killing animals for no purpose. Yeah, I've always been against that kind of thing, and I know it's kind of funny hearing from a guy like me. Yeah, I like to shoot things, but I mostly like to shoot targets, guys, practice and airsoft guns and things like that. And I do like to fish, but really, unless I'm gonna eat it, take it home and eat it or something like that, which I rarely do, because like where I live, I do not want to eat the fish here. I'm telling you guys, and it's just you know, not something you want to fish right out of the ocean. I mean, I don't think it's safe where I live. So we'll draw a few things in here, but that's just anything. But still, I'm a big fisherman. I like to fish if everyone ever invites me. So if anyone wants to go fishing, okay. And really, guys, I'll give you a lesson in the clothing. So when it's not that difficult here, because the coat's gonna be covering most of it. So he's got these little panel things that go over that kind of protect them, and then he's got the collar. I don't know if you guys can see the collar here. And then this is his fisherman hat right here. So I'm just adjusting a little. So I don't like the way this arm's looking. But I will put the name of the killer in my Instagram, guys. I'm trying not to put any. I'll try not to put anything in the description. Um. That'll distinguish this guy, or girl. Mm-hmm. Just draw a little hand in, just because his other hand's kind of like tucked in the sleeve, so it's not that. Okay, let's get a little. Let's move him up a little. I draw the whole thing. See if I can. If it looks good. I really very rarely against drawing the whole figures, guys. I mean, I'm kind of like a nothing really special. It just has some boots. Yeah, I guess we can draw. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Get some little rubber boots, something like that for fishing. Nothing fancy, just when you're drawing feet, guys, remember when you're standing in a position like this, one foot, depending on where he's pivoting, is always going to be turned this way, because that's how most people stand, guys, and then one is just kind of straight. So to be able to pull this off, you just have to draw one foot. Just to make sure it looks like he does it, because if you draw 2 feet like this, it's not going to really look right. So just keep it round on the top and kind of come down. A little bit of a triangle, but then just have the foot at a leg at an angle coming in. Oop. Ah, crime. Oop. Sorry, guys. Big old fingers. Where are you? There. Let's see. A little bit of a background. Always could add a little little floor, guys, to add a little bit of a something to give it a little bit shadows. Okay. Come on, guys, let me get a sip. What do you guys like better, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? Coffee. Personally, you guys, I like the Dunkin' Donuts better. I like something sweet, because to me, coffee has become like an alcohol thing. It's something I've developed a taste for. I never liked coffee. I've always like been kind of a tea guy, but that's because I put a boatload of sugar in my tea. So, but yeah, I've never been a coffee kind of guy, and I just started drinking. Last year my friend got me into pumpkin spice lattes. Peer pressure. Actually, it was J-Stir, if you can ever believe it. I gotta try this. Right now I'm addicted. But alright. If you guys notice, I'm adding a little bit of a little layer to add this this coat right here to add a little bit. See how I'm drawing, not just drawing a line. I'm adding some texture to this little flap that's covering his face. So. And we got the same premise, just thick lines. Saves us a lot of time from having to draw everything individually. So yeah, I'm just drawing thick lines, and then I'm using these thick lines to kind of show the little creases in the in this coat. And then we're just gonna make it dark over here. Yeah, I love me some pumpkin spice. Sorry guys if I get off topic. By the way, feel free to ask any questions. Send me in the comments if you guys are having trouble drawing stuff. I'm always here. I'm always looking at my YouTube page to see who's knocking. If you have any art questions, or if you have any questions about what's coming up in this channel, you know, if you just want to talk, I'm always here. I know most people say that, but I'm actually one of those YouTuber guys. Not because I have nothing better to do, nothing. Nah, guys, I want to hear from you guys. I do this for you guys, not for the money, 'cause I ain't getting paid doing this, so. I really just been, that's why I started this YouTube channel, guys. I mean, I know everyone starts to make money. You know, hopefully this turns into a side gig for me, but really, I really am just looking to spread my message, guys. I do my other stuff on the side, my other work. So. And I encourage you all to do the same. You guys want to start something, you know? I told you, I'm lucky in that regard. I have people, you know, Jaster was just telling me yesterday, just today at work, I was like, when are you gonna make your next video? Always on my butt, guys. I'm telling you. As much as it gets on my nerves, it's always good to have people, your dad, your family, your friends. Don't mock them, guys. They're just trying to help. Believe me. A lot of times I'm like, get off my ass. And then it's like, why aren't you guys telling me what to do, you know? But that's it is what it is. We're all just like lazy people. Don't worry, guys. I'm just as lazy as all you guys. I've been lazy this week. Whew. Go. I'll fill in this area. This is pretty much just going to be black, guys. I mean, just to keep them, because I told you I want to keep the mystery of this character, because it really is, you still don't see his face throughout the killing, throughout the, no. They still keep it a mystery, and they're trying to figure out who they killed, because it's kind of a cool mystery. I mean, I won't give too much away, but they didn't recognize the guy, and you'll see the movie, but the guy that they hit, his face was messed up when they ran him over. And it's kind of a neat little story. Even the sequel explains some backstory and all that stuff. So, but I'll shut up, guys, because I don't want to be. Oh, guys, I might actually add, like, if you're, I hope I get this right, but, like, you see how I have all these pencil marks, guys? Don't be afraid to keep those. Sometimes they add, that's kind of what I'm following right here, some of these lines that I had. Even though I'm kind of following my own drawing here, guys. I have my reference and stuff like that, but, I mean, I'm still using some of the lines that I put in the pencil. Don't always erase those, guys, because they can come in handy. See how I'm making these beautiful lines? Oh, yeah, look at that. This coat is magnificent. Remember, this is still this is just how I do it. Always keep these, because this is a coat. Especially what I love about drawing clothes, guys, and I've actually kind of mastered this, is that, because all you need is these thick lines. Oh, look at that, look at that. There's coats and sleeves. I mean, it depends what you're drawing, but really, you still want to keep it like, you know, got all these creases, and you still don't want to do too much, but see how these creases go in? Beautiful, guys. Look at that. Sexy, sexy. Hey, guys. If you're not like, like, I want to say it. If you're not happy with your drawings like this, you ain't doing it right. And this will be fun, guys. I'll give you a little lesson in metallics. Because always remember, I don't know if you guys have noticed, and I've studied this with many comic book characters who are metal, and believe me, you know, Marvel has Colossus, they have plenty of characters with metal arms, and you have to kind of know how to do reflective metals, because this is like a chrome looking kind of, something like that. And chrome is reflective, guys. Whenever you're drawing a car, and any part that has basically even cars, because you like, let's say you're drawing even a red car, if you're putting color on it, always remember to put whatever that car is reflecting. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but just if you're not like, let's say you're drawing a car and there's nothing, you're just drawing the car by itself, add some reflection. So even if it's random, you know, add some reflection to the car of what you may think it's reactive. If it's kind of a scene at night, add some lights to it, guys. Add some darkness and lights, because everything on the car is reflected because it has that chrome paint, I guess, or something like that. But even then, like the parts, I don't think you see too much chrome on, but on cars. But anything that's reflective, it's just reflecting the whatever's around it. So this we like, and in fact, this is a good example because we don't, this the picture I'm using, it's dark, so it doesn't really have to, really matter. So add some little like, oops, see how I'm adding a little bit of like lines to kind of, and always make sure they follow through, guys. So like I noticed this with Colossus, like he would have, like when they did the ink on him to show shadowy areas, it would always go down the line. So like here's like a line going, it would always follow. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this line would fall down, and then because this is a cylinder, a circular little, it would be round like that, and then just kind of go like that. Just give it that shape. See how it looks a little, oop, getting a headache. And always follows the direction. So this hook kind of, it goes at an angle right here, so that a little bit. Same thing with blades, guys. If you have a blade, there's shadows on blades too, especially if there's serrated edges and certain surface, because a blade is not just a flat thing, guys. A blade, lots of blades and swords have angles and areas where the areas are sharp. So they're gonna have like little lines like this going down, thick lines. Kind of give it that bet you guys didn't know that, huh? Hope I just taught you guys something. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I actually want to get done with this drawing quickly, guys. Chucky's almost on. That's okay, I got time. Don't worry. Hope you guys are enjoying that season. I mean, I'm kind of enjoying it. Like I told you last week, guys, I like it except for the whole little boys kissing. Well, not little boys, but to me, it's kind of creepy with that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys, let me know how you feel about that. But fortunately, you just kind of have to ignore it. It's the way our society is nowadays. All screwed up. Have little boys kissing. In fact, I actually found a good example of that, guys, because I was watching Casper, the movie. Oh, that was a good movie. The old one. That's another old one, you guys. And they did it right for those where they didn't have like kids kissing. Well, they did like the Casper, kissing. You guys have seen that, but like it wasn't sexual, guys. I mean, if you guys are watching Chucky, they straight up are having the little boys, but they're teenagers in bed with each other. So I mean, you see the difference. So Casper and Kat just shared like a little romantic kiss. They weren't like, oh yeah, they did that scene. They were in bed together, but they weren't like sleep. First of all, he was a ghost. She wasn't taking his shirt off, and for something like that. But anyway, guys, I don't want to put my little politics into there. Let's just focus on the drawing. But still, I mean, I'm enjoying the show. I just just had to warn you parents out there. But anyway, let's get back to this. So I'm just drawing the boots, and then I'm gonna get them a little bit dark too. So just draw the boots so it's where your toe is. So get a little circular shape down here. And that's just how your feet look when at this angle, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get a little bit of shape to it. Most of the time, you can just like color in it anyway. But if you're drawing like combat boots or shoes, you draw the detail in the shoes, like the laces. But these are boots. These are he's wearing like, they look like raincoat boots, but they use them because they're out at sea, so slip resistant and stuff like that. So, but we're gonna fill most of these in black anyway when I get to it. So let's just get the drawing in. I don't like, actually that boot didn't come out right. It needs to be a little flatter. Actually, we can just it was a really good movie, guys. And I describe it as been like, because I grew up in the 90s, guys, and early 2000 when, pop was like, I don't know, I guess how you describe it for like, if you ever, I'm a 90s kid, and even I feel kind of freaking old, but I don't know, guys, the 90s was just so, and I know everyone describes it, but I don't know. Ask any '90s kid, we'll all talk about it like it was like the best thing ever. But it really was, guys, because it was a simpler time. There wasn't a whole lot of technology, you know, for us. But we had video games. We had all kinds of things. I mean, I grew up in a time where like we played video games, but we also went out, guys. We played Super Smash, and back then, if you wanted to play Super Smash or all those things, you had to be in your friend's house. There was no online gaming. There were some computer games, but nothing really. I played like Counter Strike back in the day. I think that's when because I didn't have a computer till I was basically till I was in junior high, and even then it was one of those old box computers, guys. So, God, I'm starting to sound old, but no, I mean, I just because that's where this movie existed. That's why I think this movie is kind of like forgotten in my opinion, because they tried a few sequels, or no, just one sequel. Really, I thought they made another one. I looked them up the other day, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it was like a fan movie or something that just people thought would be cool. So, it's just getting a little all the wrinkles and stuff. It's just uh, yeah. That's why, guys, I don't want to ruin the story for you guys, because the first movie is like them trying to figure out who the killer was, who saw them, who you know. So anyone, don't spoil it in the comments or whatever. Let them figure out for themselves. Or let them, I mean, watch the movie. So, but yeah, because the first one is, but the second one, they try to make it seem like there's another killer, but or maybe there is. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it. Let's draw in a little. And when you're drawing clothes, guys, any patches, try to add these little lines next to it like this to kind of give it some thickness to it. Just so they're just not straight lines. And belt buckles, this one's pretty easy. Just draw little loops, things that go around it. That's pretty. I wish I could tell you who the killer is, guys. He has a cool name, or she. Go watch this movie. Ooh, Fisherman. Wrinkles all over. And just because he's wearing a coat. I'm not gonna fill this much with much black, guys. Just in the areas that needs to be, because mostly his coat's send some lines that fade. Yeah, guys, it's always good to add a little bit of a background if you can. Grass or you know just even some lines kind of indicate he's standing out, or just even just a shadow underneath him. Nothing too fancy. Like you don't have to draw the whole scene. I mean, that's something I'll do later, guys. Don't try to do a whole scene if you can't do it, guys. Not a big deal. You know, that's not too bad. A little bit of or her. All right, guys. I'll just give you that. It is a guy. So you have to. Sorry, spoiler alert. But I think most people probably see. Just know who I'm. It's just I mean, I hope I'm attracting like a wide audience here, guys. Not just either adults or you know. I figure most adults who are watching my channel are pretty much well, they're just watching it for fun or maybe to get some tips elsewhere. But it's actually pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna save this, guys, just in case. Oops, that's the last drawing. Sure. I always save it on my desktop, then I just move it later. But just, let's see, we're about 30 minutes in. Okay. I like these quicker videos, guys. I'm enjoying these more because I could just have fun with it, dude. Dudes, guys and gals, guys and ghouls. I don't have to be so, you know, I don't have to be so, as detailed. Because I like to have fun with this, guys. I mean, I know this isn't Picasso, believe me. This isn't like my best. But these are just these tips where I can show you guys. I know I probably say this every video, but you have to remember, guys, I'm kind of like every artist gets down on themselves. So trust me, if you guys are feeling bad, you ain't seen nothing. I used to sit for hours and hours just like staring at a blank piece of paper, thinking I was the worst drawing I could ever. Oh my god, I always hated new projects because like in school you had to think on your feet. That's one thing I learned to do, guys. It was tough in the beginning, but I learned to just come up with stuff and just stick with it. Because a lot of times I'd be doing a project and then the project's due in like a week or so, but it's too late to you just kind of have to either stick with it or if you can finish in time, but you have to make a decision. Do I keep going? You know, because you are being graded, guys, and if you guys are in school, your skill level is graded. How much work you put in. Because I notice it's funny. Like I don't know what art school is like nowadays, but back then, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they're a little. I'd say you kids are a lot more softer. No offense, but like every adult says it. Trust me. Everyone says, "Oh, we had it harder or whatever. You guys had it easy." I mean, I'm just saying that because I don't know if you're even allowed to do that anymore. Especially when think about it, you think about it, guys. When art, it's all based on what your opinion. You know what I mean? Maybe your teacher. Sometimes your teacher may not have liked something because of your concept. Believe me, I've seen people who had a great drawing, but their concept maybe was I don't know political or something they didn't like. I mean, I've seen it, guys. It is a big deal, and it's something you younger people. I hate to break it to you, but your politics or what are your beliefs, if you're religious or something, or even if you're non-religious, if you have a teacher who you know and really is messed up because it's not about. Ooh, that's cool. It's really not about that. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about the work, but even then you can still have a lousy piece. I've seen people have the worst. Believe me, guys, and I'm not trying to judge people's work, but I'm like, wow, you did that. That took you all this time to do that. But really, the teacher liked it just because they liked the message, whatever it was. And I know it's messed up, but like, not to impugn your work, guys. But I've seen, I've dealt with this in class before discussing what is art. You know what I mean? People do ridiculous things. Like, I mean, it's Jackson Pollock art. I don't know. I've never really been into that kind of modern art. I actually like some modern art. I actually have a few pieces that I bought recently that I think modern art works when you're decorating. Because I like a little piece in my places that have like some kind of like feng shui to it. Like in my old house, guys, I grew up with like floral stuff everywhere. Our house had like floral, moldings and on the walls and floral patterns, things like that. I was like a more modern look, you know. Just depends on your preference, but more shadows. Just add some shadows around. Because remember, guys, the clothes have shadows. Remember, underneath the arms, underneath the coats, and then underneath flaps, it gives it some dimension, some thickness to it. See that how I'm doing a little shadow because it's these little flaps that kind of look like death shroud looking things. They should have some shadows underneath because they're like lifted off a little. Should have some a little bit of a. Just don't over ink it, guys. Enough ink is fine. Along the edges. Boots. Wee little boots. Okay. Anywhere you can find in the creases, and then boots. I'm just gonna. Remember, leave some white for some shiny areas, guys. See how that adds a little, especially when you're doing like rubber boots if they're black or something like that. There's gonna be some shiny parts, so you can leave little specks like this open. If anything, guys, just go back to a white. Switch to a white. I don't need. Actually, might be a good idea here. As much black in. So I'll do a little bit of a. Oh, yeah, there we go. See what I'm saying? Just go back over a little, not cool. Excuse me, a little too much coffee. A little bit of lines that add some texture to boots. Okay. There's 6%, not bad. A little bit more shading. I don't want to ruin these nice lines we have right here, guys, on the coat. But little this, that. And there's our Fisherman killer, guys. Pretty scary to me. Woo! I know what you did. Tell you what, guys, let's add a little. See, let's try this. I can't do this trick. I wish I can do this on Photoshop, but I'll show you one trick. But we can just add some little. Because it was raining in the picture. In this part of the movie, it's raining, so we can just add a little bit add a little bit of. You can actually do this as well with your ink brush, guys. Just kind of like lightly have your hand, kind of have your pinky. I wish I could show you, but have your pinky kind of hovering first, and then touch the paper with your pen. Give it, make sure it's light, and just lightly touch it. And then you can do, just to keep it straight. And I'll show you another trick, guys. I'll show you something really cool. And distinguish. I might take this off when I. Nah, I'm gonna do it. But I'll show you this a little. Make sure do little circles, guys. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that. You can do a little ouch, but kind of signify little puddles being. Okay. And there you have it. That's our Fisherman. Gonna put my name on this bad boy. There you have it, guys. Remember, he knows, guys. He knows what you did last summer, so better watch it or he's coming after you. Anyway, guys. Oh, actually, wait. Let me fix this one thing I just noticed I wasn't too happy. I'm just going to this sticker. I noticed when I zoomed out, I couldn't really see the hook. I mean, you gotta see the hook, guys. So And there's some great kills in this one. If you guys are like, you know, it's not too. The second one was a little bit gory, but the first one was more like a lot of people were killed off screen. They had a few couple good kills, but still, it was very classy. You know what I mean? You know, it wasn't just not like you guys did, who had just like Saw films that are just straight up gory. You know, but I like Saw because Saw has a good story. It's always had kind of like they've always kind of moved the story forward a little. You know, something interesting to say with Jigsaw. Always wanted to help people, something like that. But you know, that's the only reason why I tolerate the Saw movies because at least they have something to teach you. Like, don't be an a-hole, or you'll wind up in a Saw trap. So, okay. There we go. That's a little bit better, just so you can see a little bit more. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. So next week we will continue some more Halloween drawings. I'm gonna be doing 2 more. The last one will be, by the time I put it out, Halloween will be over. But don't sweat it, guys. I'm gonna be making the video early, so yeah, Halloween never dies. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go watch this movie, guys. I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I still, in the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. Great movie, guys. Great movie back in the day. Takes me back when I was a kid. And yeah, I'm just going to wrap this one up. So have a good night, guys. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.